Okay, so this is day 3. If you have not seen day 2, go back because it won't make sense without it, or go watch day 1 as well. So day 3, I am going to again cover how to go, now we're going to do vertex form and find the vertex and graph. So if you saw number 2, it's a lot more work because this is starting with standard form. You got to do all that work. Now if you look at number 2, this is not standard form because it has parentheses. This is called vertex form. Vertex form. Okay, so all you have to do is remember what vertex form is. Vertex form is a x minus h squared plus k. So looking back at it, a is going to be the number in front of the parentheses. So what number is right here in front of the parentheses? A 1. Okay, a equals 1. And h is going to line up with this 3, and k will line up with the 4 in the back. So when I ask you for the vertex, it is only h and k. Every time you need to get a vertex, it is h and k. So it would be those two numbers, the 3 and the 4. But if I go back to problem number 2, what I do need you guys to notice is how h right here says -2, but when you write it in the equation, it says +2. It's always going to turn into the opposite. And again, this won't make much sense unless you watch the past video. But if it's a -2 in parentheses, it's a +2 in the vertex form. And when you take it out, if it says +2 and you're taking it out for the vertex, it's a -2. So here it does say -3, but it actually does change to a +3. And the 4 in the back does not change. It stays the same. So the vertex is 3 and 4. So again, every single time that you do it, h is the opposite of this number, so that would be +3. So that would be a +3, and k is the same number, 4, and that is the vertex. So now we can go to the graph and graph 3, 4. 3 to the right, up 4. And all I need to know now is how is the u, because this is the bottom of the u. So does it go up? Or is it upside down? And I should be making it go down. It can only be one way. So you come back and you look at the number for A. A is the one in the front. This is A. It is a positive number because I don't see a minus sign at the beginning. So it's positive. A equals +1. So that means it is a regular U. And if you look back at the formula, A is the one in the front, in front of the parentheses. H is the one inside the parentheses, and K is in the back. So it is a regular parabola that's opening up. So I would make it go up, and then I would make it come up. The one that you see on the graph, this is the parent function. Okay, this is the parent function, x squared, and it always starts at the origin, so it starts at 0, 0, and it goes through 1, 1, and -2, 4, and 3, 9, and it does the same thing on this side. Well, if we start at the origin, if I start at the black parabola that you see drawn, how can I make this vertex go to that vertex? Where do I need to move? Do I go left, right, up, or down? So if I start at 0, 0, and I want to go to the red vertex, right, the minimum to minimum, you would have to go to the right, 3, and then you would have to move it up 4, and then it would land in the red section. So it would line up with the new parabola that we just drew. But there you go. There's our vertex and our graph. It's very fast when you're in vertex form. When you're in standard form, it's a lot of work. So if I go back, so if we do 2 more here, what is the vertex? It's the H and the K. The H is always opposite. So what's the opposite of positive 6? Negative 6. And the K stays the same, negative 2. So that is the vertex. So now you can go graph it. Negative 6, negative 2 would be right here. And is it a U going up? Or is a U opening down? Well, you would look at the number for A. A is in the front. A equals positive 2. And because it's positive, then it opens up. So it's going to go up, and it's going to go up. Again, if I ask you to describe how do we go from the origin, how do I start in the parent function, how do I start here at the middle and go to the blue parabola? Well, this one, does it go right or left? Okay, this one, from here, I would go, okay, from the vertex, I'd go left till I get to negative 6 and then drop it down 2. So it's going left and down. We'll talk more about stretching on another video, but yeah, it does go left and down. Okay, we got the vertex, we drew the vertex, and we also drew that it was opening up. Number 4, H is the one inside the parentheses, negative 4, and K is the positive 7. H is always opposite, so it's going to be positive 4 and positive 7. That's the vertex. So now we can draw it. Positive 4, positive 7 is up here. What number is A? A is the one in front of the parentheses, so it's a negative 3. If it is a negative number, that means it's a maximum. It's opening down and it's upside down. So you guys should draw it upside down. And if I asked you to describe to me how it moves from the origin to our new equation, right? The red parabola that I drew, well, if we start at the origin in this black parabola, the minimum is on the bottom and now it turned to a maximum. So what does it have to do? It has to go to the right, and then it's gonna go up, and then it's also gotta flip upside down. So you don't have to tell me in that order. You could say, hey, flip the black parabola. So you flip it upside down and then move it to the right and then move it up. And then it will be where our new graph is. So however you want to describe those transformations.